Coming up on UIWtv, we take a look at how a local half-price books is closing after 45 years of operation. See how KUIW celebrates a huge milestone by putting on a celebration. And finally, see how the Macomb Sky Room turned into an Irish pub. All this and more on UIWtv.
Hello, and welcome back to UIWtv. So excited to share all the latest in news, entertainment, and sports. I'm Miranda Ramirez.
And I'm Matthew Falatich. We hope you had a great spring break. As for me, I was just staying at home doing pretty much nothing. What about you, Miranda?
Yeah, I went home and stayed with family for a little bit.
Well, that's always great to hear. Well, whether you spent spring break out of town or at home like me and Miranda, let's start by taking a look at what's happening in the world of social media. The House of Representatives has voted to force a sale of the video sharing platform TikTok under a new law that would designate the platform as being controlled by, quote, foreign adversaries. But what does this mean for people who both use and rely on TikTok? The law's rules on foreign adversary designation could include any outside the US, including services like Telegram based in Dubai, WeChat based in China, BeReal based in France, and Mastodon based in Germany. TikTok has faced increased scrutiny due to alleged ties with the CCP, and the writers of the legislation have noted that it is the most popular news service for Americans under 30. Viewers would not only be impacted, but creators as well who rely on monetization from TikTok, and businesses who need TikTok for brand exposure would be too. If you wish to voice your opinion about the legislation, you can contact your senator or representative via phone or email. If you do not know yours, you can look it up at www.congress.gov. A familiar sight on Broadway for decades is about to disappear. The half-price bookstore on Broadway, a haven for book lovers and students for over 40 years, is set to close its doors permanently soon. Natalie Lopez tells us more about the impact this closure is having on the community.
The sudden closure of the half-price bookstore on Broadway has sent shockwaves through the San Antonio community. Staff and customers are surprised by the news, leaving many wondering what the future holds for them.
Everyone's been very, very sweet and positive to us. They're not happy, they're pretty sad about it. We've had a lot of people come in and share their stories about the history, their history here.
New ownership could not agree on a lease, leading to Anthony and the staff's closure notice on February 14th of this year. Yet despite it closing, it leaves behind a legacy of cherished memories.
It definitely has a very fun and different vibe than a lot of our other stores. It's in its original spot. We've been here since 1979. It's a kind of a fun building. It's an older building. It has a lot of character.
For many, the half-price bookstore wasn't just a store. It was a second home. Jacqueline Reed is a regular customer who cares deeply about the store and never goes home empty-handed.
This is a wonderful place to come for resources, for history, and it's sad that they're closing after 45 plus years. You walk in here and it's the smell of history. What's come through these doors, through the decades.
Jacqueline has been a San Antonio resident for 9 years and visits the store at least once a month. She understands the value in preserving the bookstore spirit even as it transitions to a new chapter.
Unfortunately, we won't still be able to be the Broadway half-price book shoppers, but we still support the company in all modes that are there and hope that they'll relocate and find something else.
While these stores close on Broadway, its legacy lives on, one cherished story at a time. For UIWtv, this is Natalie Lopez.
For fans, this might be your last chance to uncover some hidden gems in the store. A book, a music vinyl, or a game night find. The half-price bookstore will remain open until May 5th. For further details or any questions about the closure, you can contact the store directly.
On a lighter note, we are pleased to announce the Optometrist of the Year, Dean Sandra Fortenberry. She has been a leader for UIW RSO for 14 years and has served in various roles including Director of Continuing Education, Director of Professional Relations, and Assistant Dean for the Professional Advancement. Congratulations and thank you for your hard work and dedication. While the field of optometry earned many recognitions, the field of law enforcement offers a new opportunity for Cardinals to serve their community as one of SAPD's finest. David Peters tells us what it takes to do just that. David?
Thanks, Miranda. Growing up, you have probably played cops and robbers, but did you ever dream about serving your community as a San Antonio police officer? Well, SAPD is looking at the nest for some Cardinals to recruit.
Putting on the badge and gun has never been more critical than the times we live in now. The third floor in the administration building is where Dr. Brian Reyes teaches law enforcement and criminal justice.
A degree in criminal justice not only prepares students who have an appreciation or an interest in wanting to go into a criminal justice related profession, I think it helps those individuals who maybe want to go to law school.
It also helps if you are planning to apply for the San Antonio Police Academy.
My advice for anyone who's considering law enforcement after college would definitely be figure out why you want to join that career. There has to be some sort of passion for it.
SAPD is considered one of the best police departments in the country. They are ranked for one of the best and hardest academies in the nation.
With law enforcement, it's a career. No one gives you this badge. No one gives you this uniform. You have to earn it. So going through that academy, you have to commit sacrifices to it. You have to. The SAPD Academy is 8 months long.
If the police academy interests you, remember it's a dangerous physical job. They even have a particular name for one of their days.
You go into this academy, just like you're going into boot camp at military.
Oh yes, I finally did get my answer on the name they gave a particular day. It's called Hell Day, because this is where you have PT for 4 hours, get pepper sprayed. With that being said, the program can be a great opportunity for Cardinals to prepare for the real world. Back to you, Miranda.
If you think you have what it takes to be one of the nation's top cops and are interested in serving the community, go to SAPD Careers at sanantonio.gov. A brand new club is starting at UIW, and it is one involving Model United Nations. Model UN is a debate-like platform where people present nations and work with others to come up with solutions around the world. It mixes debate, history, and current affair knowledge into a fun, engaging, and learning experience. If you wish to sign up for the club, contact Ralph Savera at rsavedr@student.uiw.edu. Now let's turn it over to Isabel Lara for UIWtv en Español.
El evento Viernes Feminista, un encuentro de arte y cuidado personal, es una iniciativa que busca proporcionar un espacio inclusivo y gratuito para que las mujeres se reconecten consigo mismas y con su comunidad.
Muchas veces la mujer no toma tiempo para ella misma, siempre nos enfocamos en cuidar a otros, a nuestros familiares o nuestros amigos, y lo que queremos hoy es celebrar a la mujer y dar la oportunidad para que ella se enfoque en sí misma.
El 8 de marzo es un día para conmemorar la lucha histórica de las mujeres por sus derechos y su participación en la sociedad. Es un día para reflexionar sobre la igualdad de género y seguir avanzando hacia una sociedad más justa y equitativa.
Con la participación de diversas organizaciones y actividades, la meta es promover la importancia del autocuidado y el empoderamiento femenino en la sociedad actual.
Por eso mismo estamos haciendo este evento, porque realmente estamos cansadas.
La oportunidad de participar en actividades de educación sexual, yoga y programas de salud hacen de este evento una experiencia única para las mujeres de San Antonio. Se espera que la Feria de Recursos y las actividades proporcionen a las mujeres herramientas y conocimientos para abogar por sus derechos y bienestar en todas las áreas de sus vidas. Desde el Complejo de Artes Blue Star para UIWtv, soy Isabel Lara.
Planned Parenthood is dedicated to organizing events that offer accessible and affordable reproductive health care, along with a range of other resources. To learn more about their programs, activities, or to make a donation, visit Planned Parenthood South Texas Health Center or website.
While we're on the topic of healthcare, UIW's Wellness Center held an event to help students learn about the resources they have to better themselves.
Wellness is not just about what you eat or how much you exercise. There's so much more that goes into it.
The UIW Health and Wellness Center held its annual Health and Wellness Fair right before spring break.
So we've been doing the UIW Health and Wellness Fair since 2014. It was going on before that. It was run through Health Services, but we've been running it through the Wellness Center here since 2014. It's been very successful. We have around 40 to 50 vendors.
This fair partners with local organizations to help inform our UIW students.
Here at UIW Wellness, we're partnering with community organizations, student organizations, departments at the university to be able to let students know and the community members know what's available to them in terms of resources and what they have access to.
By connecting to the dimensions of wellness, spiritual, physical, emotional, intellectual, social, environmental, and occupational, this fair hopes to relate more to students.
We want to encourage people to come out and learn about the resources that will help them with their physical, nutrition, their weight, sleep patterns, behavioral health. So all those different components in the dimensions of wellness that really come into making us whole and a part of who we are as in regards to our health and wellness.
If you would like to learn more, you can visit the Wellness Center or search student resources on UIW.edu. For UIWtv, this is Juan Rivero.
If you wish to stop by, the UIW Wellness Center is open to all week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Texas Center for Infectious Disease will be hosting a free public health fair on Wednesday, April 3rd. Many organizations and companies will be participating in the health fair, including UIW. The event will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and is located on 2302 Southeast Military Drive. The Texas Center for Infectious Disease encourages UIW students to come out to the fair and participate in free health screenings, including glucose, vision, blood pressure, and more. Now, the Alpha Sigma Tau sorority is hosting a tabling event to recruit new members. McKenna Mochigemba is live at the scene with more. What do you have for us, McKenna?
Thank you so much, Matthew. Today we are in the SEC building with Alpha Sigma Tau President Ophelia Sanchez. So first, can you tell me a little bit about what this table is for?
Yeah, so currently recruiting. We are in COB process right now. That basically means we're continuous open bidding. So if you're interested in joining the sorority, please come stop by our table. We'll be here every Thursday from 12 to 1. Yeah.
I know you touched on it a little bit, but can you expand more on what the recruitment process is like?
Yeah, so like I said, we're in COB time, so it's not structured recruitment, so we don't have like a week of recruiting activities, but in the next few months we'll have 2 different activities where people can come and meet some of our sisters, and then they can also come to the table and meet some of our sisters.
That's really cool. I know you mentioned more on like the one-on-one personal level, but do you have any bigger events coming up that people can attend if they're interested?
Yeah, we have an event in March, actually next week, it's the 27th at 4:30, it's going to be egg painting, and then in April on the 24th we're going to have a movie night at 5.
That's really cool. Well, thank you so much for being here. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, McKenna. If you would like to know more about the sorority, check out their Instagram account at ASTEP, SILONETA. Now, Miranda, I may not qualify for sorority, obviously, because I'm not a girl, but you're in a sorority, is that right?
I am, yeah.
What's it like being with a big sisterhood?
Yeah, so sororities are really about bringing a group of women together, growing together, doing service events, and networking is a really big thing.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah, well, speaking of friendly faces on campus, James Brown, an inspirational activist, has been supporting the San Antonio community. Whether it's volunteering for his church, cutting hair for the homeless, or serving as a motivational speaker, he does it all to brighten someone's day.
Do my James Brown dance. I can't dance in tennis shoes.
James Brown has been working for UIW Dining Services since 2019.
So James is a valued employee with UIW Dining Services because he brings the charisma, he brings, character to the dining hall, whether that's interacting with his coworkers or whether that's interacting with students.
Working hard in the dining hall, he also values students, always hearing them out.
He always wishes me and my teammates luck before we go to a tournament, and once we're back he's asking us how we played. He's very supportive and cares so much for UIW athletics.
You share, you care, you be kind. You're always trying to build, not destroy. You want the best out of people. That's who I am. I've always basically been that way, and I'm not giving up.
When not in the dining room, James helps the community, whether cutting hair for the homeless, community prayer circles, or going to his local church services. His hard work has been and still is paying off, motivating others with his experience for them to move forward, be responsible in life, and support them along the way.
And I started thinking about that. I said, you know, I am really a godly father. I always wanted the best for kids, try to help them all out.
For UIWtv, I'm Vanessa Palacios.
Hey.
When you talk to James, he's quick to give you motivation to start your day. Make sure to stop by and say hi if you see him at the UIW Dining Hall. Spending time with those you know and love can be a good tradition year-round. But let's take a look at how students are celebrating at this time of year. For our social media question of the week, we asked, what is your favorite Easter tradition? We'll check out our viewers' responses later in the show, but for now, stick around. UIWtv will be right back.
Matt and Leland are out at the arcade. Maybe we should go join them.
Sure.
Let's go.
Okay. Adam, put your hands back on the wheel.
Oh, like this?
No!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually on the wheel.
I'm sorry.
Should you be smoking while driving?
Yeah, they've been doing it since the 60s. It's 1985.
I don't think that's safe. Adam, the road!
Distracted driving. It's always been a problem, even in the 80s. For more information on distracted driving, visit www.nhtsa.gov.
Comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
You are watching UIWtv.
Welcome back. I'm Case, your entertainment insider for today. Let's start by looking at some of the recent events on campus. Kaylee is the Irish word for party. Dr. Evans and his wife threw just that.
The Macomb Sky Room was turned into an Irish pub in honor of the heritage of the Irish Sisters of Charity and how they came to our university.
Hearing their stories is really incredible. They left the homeland really thinking that they would never see their family again, that they probably would never be able to return to Ireland again, which is just kind of a part of the whole story of the Irish diaspora.
The event celebrated sisters and friends alike through live music, cornhole, food, and if you're over the age of 21, alcoholic beverages.
The internationals that come here, they don't get to celebrate their heritage and stuff like that. So it kind of brings awareness to what they had to go through and stuff like that.
While the inaugural Kaylee was only one evening, the University of Incarnate Word continues to honor those from around the globe.
We do lots of things, right, for our sisters from Mexico and to celebrate Hispanic heritage. And so this is just a wonderful way, right, to bring in the Irish sisters.
For UIWtv, I'm McKenna Muchigamba.
For more events like Kaylee, be sure to keep up to date with the UIW Engage page. The UIW Fashion Department held their annual Red Dress Fashion Show to raise awareness for women's heart disease. They invited multiple high schools to compete with our own. I personally attended the event to see what they had in store for this year.
One, the whole thing about a red dress is to make women aware of heart disease and really.
UIW hosted Red Dress in the SEC Ballroom, where they sold t-shirts and donated pet treats. Not only with UIW students, but many fashion students from high schools all over San Antonio came over to show off their talent in dressmaking.
So we partnered with Daisy Cares this year, and so entry into the fashion show was to bring treats or toys for pets. Daisy Cares is part of the San Antonio Food Bank, and they help owners, pet owners, with food, treats, veterinarian care for their pets so they can keep them.
Students have been working for months on end on creating their masterpieces in hopes of winning the competition this year.
Okay, I feel really nervous, but in a really good way. I'm so grateful there's a bunch of people here. I'm so grateful that my family's here, and it's just, what's the word? Exhilarating, that's what it feels like.
When making a dress, many find themselves hit with a sort of writer's block, stalling them from finishing their final touches.
Cut the fabric. Just cut it, because if you don't cut into it, you're never going to use it. It doesn't matter, because it's just a piece of cloth. You can buy more.
If you'd like to find out more on the next fashion show, contact Professor Melinda Adams at madams@uiwtx.edu. And don't forget to buy a fashion t-shirt to support the cause. Come find them in the Joyce Building for more information. I'm Case Victoria, back to you. It was honestly a blast to see the amazing talent all these students had. But be sure to check out the shirts they're selling. It may not look good on me, but I'll know look good on you. UIW's clubs and organizations are a great way for students to explore their interests. New clubs are forming every semester. The Philosophy Club is also one of them.
Philosophy is an important part of the education experience. Most students are required to take philosophy courses to meet their degree requirements. But for students like Nathan Smith, it is a passion.
We had a good group of members from the Intercollegiate Ethics Bowl team that were just committed on joining the Philosophy Club.
The Philosophy Club is a new organization. The club discusses numerous topics from many mediums. They analyze books, shows, movies, and even the stage plays that are performed here at the UIW's Theater Arts Department. With the support of the Philosophy Department Chairman, Dr. Lewis, Club President Nathan Smith and his officers are committed to building a community of people that explore different philosophies.
It's very eye-opening. It broadens your horizons. It exposes you to new perspectives. It's with a lot of like-minded individuals and also with a lot of...
They try to find topics that are not covered by the classes available at UIW. In one meeting, they discussed the Eastern philosophy present in the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Anybody can join, actually, and if you really are just interested in just having fun with friends, really just talking and exploring just open thoughts, expanding your mind elsewhere, and showing that on an actual resume, because I hear that a lot of people love it when you have philosophy in your background.
The Philosophy Club was formed from the Ethics Bowl, a philosophical debate concerning the ethics of differing topics that UIW participates in with other schools. The club is open to anyone who has a passion for philosophy. If you are interested in joining the club and getting involved with the Ethics Bowl, you can find the club on Engage. Or, if you are currently enrolled in a philosophy course, you can talk to your professor. This has been Dan with UIWtv. Back to you at the studio.
The club is open to anyone who has a passion for philosophy. If you're interested in joining the club and getting involved with the Ethics Bowl, you can find the club on Engage, or if you're currently enrolled in philosophy, you can talk to your professor. KUIW is commemorating its 90th anniversary to celebrate the milestone. The new director is organizing an event today at 4 p.m. in which there will be food, music, and fun activities. The program offers opportunities to learn about audio production and to get on-the-air experience by sharing tunes they enjoy.
My goal for this event is to get KUIW out there to get more exposure, and for students that are interested to have that exposure and that opportunity.
The event will take place at the Dubois lawn from 4 to 6. There will be more information on becoming a DJ and fun activities. KUIW is open to anybody regardless of their major. McKenna Muchigamba is back to bring us another Music in the Minute.
Oh, hey there! Welcome back to Music in a Minute, where I bring you all the latest hot goss of the music world. Let's start by taking a look at our latest comebacks. Ariana Grande's fame seems to be just as eternal as her newest album, Eternal Sunshine, was released on March 8th. After just 2 weeks, it became her 6th album to score #1 on Billboard 200. Tomorrow by Together is also back for more after announcing their next mini album titled Minisode 3 tomorrow. The group released multiple concept trailers. One of them features an acoustic version of their latest album track, Dreamer, leaving TXT fans MOA chasing that feeling once again. The album is set to release on April 1st. Taylor Swift is also in the business for releasing as she launched her extended cut of the Eras Tour concert film on Disney+. This version features all 4 bonus acoustic songs from her concert, including I Can See You, You Are in Love, Death by a Thousand Cuts, and Maroon, making fans once again in love and seen from the comfort of their own homes. Well, that's all we got for Music in a Minute. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, McKenna. The last time I watched an Ariana Grande concert was on Fortnite. Moving on, from the world of music to the world of film, Kyle is back with the final cut.
Welcome to The Final Cut. I'm your host, Kyle Hayden, and in today's episode I'll be talking about Kung Fu Panda 4, which released on March 8th, 2024. The film continues the story from the original trilogy, albeit focusing on some of the original characters in favor of new characters. The film follows Po, once again played by Jack Black, training a new dragon warrior when he's chosen to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. During the course of the movie, Po teams up with a Corsac fox named Zen, played by Awkwafina, against a shape-shifting sorceress named the Chameleon. The villains in the Kung Fu Panda franchise are known for being exceptionally well-written characters. Unfortunately, the Chameleon breaks this trend and is definitely the weakest film in the franchise. The character's entire gimmick is transforming into old villains from the other movies, which restricts her own development as a character. Additionally, her motivation for being a villain is objectively rather weak. I won't go into too much detail, but in the past, she was prevented from learning martial arts because she is quote-unquote too small, when the first 3 movies literally featured a grasshopper doing martial arts. And the Chameleon's entire ability is being able to change her shape anyway. The film has grossed over $175 million so far on a budget of $80 million, making Kung Fu Panda 4 by far and away the cheapest film in the franchise to produce. Kung Fu Panda 4 is intended to be the first installment in a new trilogy of movies, but we'll just have to wait and see if those movies ever happen. That's all I've got for you today. I'm Kyle Hayden, and thanks for tuning in to The Final Cut.
Thanks, Kyle. Honestly, I can't wait to see Tigress on the big screen again. Well, that's a wrap on entertainment for today, but don't go anywhere just yet. Sports is up next. For UIWtv, I'm Case Victoria.
Trying to call you and stuff. But
Oh, it's okay. I really just want to spend it with my family.
No, that's understandable. But hey, so I was wondering if you were still interested in going to go see the Stephen King It movie when it comes out.
Why are we always going around in circles with this issue?
What do you mean?
Give your eyes a break. Reduce screen time.
Not every killer has the face of one. Not every killer makes its presence known. Sometimes it walks in the shadows, disguised in the smoke and mirrors, hiding, waiting till you're too blind to notice it following behind you. That's when it latches on, when you're so attached to the numb feeling you've conditioned yourself to accept that you can't live life without it, so that in the end, it isn't the killer.
Glad to have you back, Cardinals. I'm Hannah Cash, and it's time to talk UIW sports. The Cardinal baseball team hit the ball out of the park on Military Appreciation Weekend, where they competed against Texas Southern University in a 3-game series. The Cardinals swept the Tigers, scoring 11-4 on the Friday, 6-0 in the second game, and 11-4 again on the final day. Congratulations to the baseball team on their victory. Meanwhile, the track team's outdoor season is underway. Let's see what they have been up to in practice.
Track is all-encompassing. It is the first original sport.
Lightfoot distance runners, powerful sprinters, and explosive throwers. The UIW track team has a wide variety of athletes, and they're all working hard to maintain their win streak in the Southland Conference.
Yeah, we've won 2 years in a row, 22 and 23, and to win again in 24. We love to win. That's what we work hard for, and so that's the goal. But the goal ultimately is to have a total team effort. We want to score in all 21 events.
In order to achieve Coach Rito's ambition of yet another dominant performance in the Southland Outdoor Championship, the athletes must show consistency in everything they do, from warming up to the most intense conditioning.
Consistently coming out, focusing on being successful Monday, then being successful Tuesday, etc., and snowballing that effort is huge. Consistency is the most important thing that we do.
Jonah Ulbrich is an excellent example of what consistency can do for any student athlete. Being on the track team has given him a whole new perspective on discipline, team building, and the importance of finishing strong.
Being in any sport makes you more disciplined, I'd say, but track specifically, like you finish a rep, your body's yelling at you to fall over, but you just gotta keep going.
As the outdoor season begins, the thought on everyone's mind is keep going. And while this may seem like a simple mindset, it's all our Cardinals need to keep pushing their limits and winning trophies.
To follow the track team's progress, you can find their schedule on the UIW Athletics page. The UIW women's tennis team is coming off its best win in program history as of March 12th. The Cardinals defeated the number 70 ranked New Jersey Institute of Technology team. This increased their overall record to 2-1 in conference play and 5-9 overall. The Cardinals are hosting this year's conference tournament on April 18 through 21st. March Madness has kicked off this past weekend with Selection Sunday. 68 teams were selected, and UConn will enter the tournament as an even bigger target, being the #1 overall seed since winning the championship last year. It is going to be an exciting week, with the final taking place in State Farm Stadium on April 8th. Now that you're all caught up, let's take a look at our games to watch. Men's baseball will be taking on Texas A&M Corpus Christi tomorrow at 2 p.m. and this is the first conference game of their season. Women's softball will be up against Texas Southern next Tuesday at 1 p.m. And finally, men's baseball will be at New Orleans next Thursday. The game will take place at 6:30 p.m. And that's all for UIW Athletics. Be sure to join us next time. For UIWtv, I'm Hannah Cash. But before we close out the show, let's circle back to our social media question. My favourite Easter tradition is eating lots of chocolate and all the Easter eggs. But I'm curious to know about what our viewers are asking. Miranda.
Thanks, Anna. This week we asked, what is your favorite Easter tradition? Celeste Vargas said their favorite tradition is coloring Easter eggs. Sienna Estrella said that their favorite is dog Easter egg hunts. And lastly, Adon Gonzalez's favorite is cracking eggs full of confetti on their siblings, which all sound great. Well, thank you for the responses. And that's all for our show today. Be sure to tune in again for our April 4th newscast.
We also hope you have a fun and safe Easter this year. For UIWtv, I'm Matthew Falatich.
And I'm Miranda Ramirez, and this has been UIWtv.